All right, so there are a lot of paths to get to $10,000 a month. Some of them take a heck of a lot of work when they don't need to. I have one principle that almost every brand misses that I'm going to be sharing with you guys here in a second. Now, as always, make sure that you grab something to take notes with and stick around into the end where I'll be sharing with you how to take advantage of your unfair advantage in the marketplace. All right, so number 4 is a high converting website. This should go without saying, but if you don't have a place for someone to buy, then it's going to be pretty difficult to make some actual money. So we suggest Shopify to build your website on, and we suggest the following themes for clothing stores. I'll go ahead and put those onto the screen here that you can check out right over there. These are the ones that we suggest. Outside of the theme suggestions, right, we want to make sure that at least you have the following apps installed as the bare minimum. Number 1, Klaviyo for your email. Number 2, PostScript for SMS if you don't use Klaviyo. Klaviyo does have the option to do email and SMS, but if you're like, I want to do something different for SMS, you can. PostScript is a great option. Attentive is another great option as well. And then you also need something to increase that average order value to get people to make more purchases, or to increase the average order value, like with the total amount of purchase at that one time. So Zipify, one-click upsell is a really good option, and Monster upsell is another really good option that we've seen work. So you can check out any of those apps. I would make sure that's kind of like the bare minimum that you have in place. So these will get you started and on that right path. Now, after your site is built, make sure that you use a tool like GTmetrix to check the speed and load time of your site to keep customers happy. We actually have a ton of different videos about Shopify that you can check out in the playlists below in this YouTube channel. It's all about Shopify and the best practices and best themes, etc. But for the rest of this video, we're going to go ahead and get into some deeper things within generating that revenue for you to get closer to that $10,000 a month mark. All right, so let me show you on Shopify so that you can see in real time some quick changes that I would make on the site to increase that conversion rate and have a better, more effective site. All right, so right here we are on a random website for a clothing store, and they actually have a lot of different things we can check out to help here. So it's a clothing store. It looks like it's based out of like New Zealand. It says, "Do not stop preaching." Okay, so that's the back of the t-shirt, but it doesn't really have a call to action. There is no call to action that says like, shop this collection, or, it's something that's a little bit enticing about why they should go ahead and click to purchase. The options here are just to pick men or women. So there is no call to action except for click men or women, which I guess is okay. It's just a little vague here. So I'm gonna go ahead and click men, and then I have several different options of t-shirts here, but does not have any actual product photos. So if I click on this site here, all it is product photos. There's no actual people. There isn't anything showcasing anything on the site except for, or on this product page, except for the t-shirt. There is a description. Make sure that your streetwear is essential. The oversized dye t-shirt. The tee has a cool oversized fit and is highly durable thanks to its heavyweight cotton material. Probably add some adjectives, maybe some kind of description to say why you should wear this, or who should wear this, or who this is for. A little bit more about the brand or the t-shirt is called the Hallelujah embroidered oversized tie-dye t-shirt. Why they should buy that t-shirt. Also up at the top, right? So it's very odd, I guess, to me that they go from clothing and they have a bunch of options here, and accessories, which kind of makes sense here, except for like the phone cases. Maybe some people want the phone cases, but then it goes straight into homeware, which is kind of a whole nother option to make a purchase here. So if you're going to choose one option, I would just focus on literally the clothing here, generate those sales, and then you can break out a little bit easier. But all of these products means that you have to write a really good product description for all of them. It means you have to have good photography for all of them. Sometimes going wide, right, with a ton of variety of products actually does you more harm than it does good. So good call to action, strong call to action here, showcasing the actual people. I would have one call to action here, not the men or the women. I think that doesn't matter as much, but have a good strong call to action. I do like that it goes into the new arrivals, and then I guess it goes into more new arrivals. Okay, categories maybe. So the site's a little confusing as far as like the lay of the land of what's going on here. So Strong call to action here in the hero section. The new arrivals is fine. I would definitely get some people on the product photos and then write a better product description, get rid of a bunch of the stuff that doesn't necessarily matter. And then the about us has all the contact and shipping and refund policy. All this can be put down at the footer, so it's a little confusing to have all of that under the about us because this isn't actually anything about the brand. It's actually to do with order tracking, so it'd be kind of hard to find those things under the about us section. So that's just a quick move around that I would make. So anyway, that's just a really quick example of some things to change on the site there. Most sites honestly look like this, where there's a lot of products on there. They have some general photography, some stock photography, and the details here are what really matter the most, right? A $10,000 a month brand, a brand to get to 10,000 is very clear. There's not anything as confusing, or it's a lot more concise with what they're trying to showcase to who their audience is. All right, before we cover what to do for your posting strategy, which is extremely important for this, right? So we have to have a good website, then we need to talk about your posting strategy. I just wanted to say, howdy. My name is Aaron. I'm one of the co-founders here at BitBranding, and we're an e-commerce growth agency that specializes in helping clothing stores grow and scale profitably online. Now, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss out on any of the latest strategies for clothing stores. We drop new content for you every single week. All right, so number 3 is social proof. This can mean a lot of things, right? A lot of different variety of areas to cover here, but let's focus real quickly on what counts as social proof and the kind that you should be getting for your brand. Great engagement on your social media channels, i.e. Instagram, TikTok, right? That matters a lot if people are actually liking and commenting on your content. Reviews, as many of these as possible. Testimonials that you can put on your website. Actually posting on social media, I think that's a big piece. Like, a lot of streetwear brands are really focused on, like, I only post like once every week. They don't do stories, they don't do anything. It's like, well, now you look like you're not actually in business. So, right, actually posting on social media stories is a huge bonus here. Professionally looking website, right, like we just mentioned over here, that's going to also help add that social proof, right? If it's a high quality photo with real people, I'm much more likely to make a purchase from that than I am if it's using stock and I can tell, or if it's an unclear call to action, right? If they're confused, or it doesn't make sense, then you're going to lose trust, which also loses a lot of the social proof here as well. So the testimonials on the site, really clear website, is also going to help, just like I mentioned in that last one. Real photos, cannot say this enough, right? So just mention that, but do not do stock at all possible, right? If you can only get real photos for half of your product line, then leave the other product line archived or not published until you can get real photos. You may lose out on a couple of sales, but I think at the most, like, you will gain more customers to come back versus that bad first impression where people are like, it seems like a drop shipping site, or it seems a little bit more less trustworthy rather. So this area is simple to talk about, harder to execute, but you can do most of this very quickly, right? You can add social proof very quickly. Even if it means selling or giving away your product for reviews and product photography, right? That will help you out dramatically. So you could give away some product. That's going to be a cost that you have to endure. I understand that. But you get product photography and reviews, which is really going to help your social proof. I'll also tell you how to effectively drive traffic to help with this awareness later, because you do need eyeballs on this. All right, so speaking of awareness, if you found value in this video so far, if you could smash that like button until you see the confetti, it would really help us raise awareness about this video and mean a ton. Just for doing that, here's a picture of a classic love story every millennial will remember right here. All right, so number 2 is content creation. I don't care where you make content, but you do need to start now. The only, and I mean the only way to actually build a brand right now is through content. I know this sounds harsh, but I can promise you that there is an absolute direct correlation between the amount of content that you create and the size of your business. Focus on these 5 ones as you start to create content for you to see the best success. All right, so we talked about this in plenty of other videos, but I want to reiterate it here just very quickly, because if you do these 5 things, right, then it's going to be a lot easier for you to not only create content, but to have a more effective strategy for growing your business. All right, so number 1 is to focus on one audience. Who is exactly that one audience, and how can you have a very, very clear message, which is number 2, right? The next thing here is a very clear message to that one audience. The third piece is the offer, right? What is something good right, that you can offer them that they can take advantage of. This will lower your cost per acquisition. It's also another video that we're going to jump into about how you can acquire customers more effectively, right? And that is done through a really good offer. The other piece, right, the other part of this, right, the fourth one is the platform. Where is your audience at, right? It's kind of a Venn diagram here, right? It's where is your audience at? What are you good at creating content at? And then like the mix between those, right, is where you can actually generate the most sales, because those two areas have to be in place, right? If you are great at creating content on Facebook, but your audience isn't there, it's going to be much harder. So focus on that one platform that kind of mixes between the two of them. And then the last piece, the part that most people do not do, right? I've even talked to several of our clients and group coaching members about this, which is the 1 year part, right? They believe that 12 months is a long time, but as you know, 12 months happens very quickly. And so they get on this high at the beginning and then they just kind of teeter off, right? When they don't see something happen within a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, right? It's repetition over time. Promise you it will make a difference. So focus on that for 1 year. Those are the 5 ones. Now, when you do this, you will start to pass the competition because you're going to be going deeper versus wider. Deeper is where the money is at, especially if you're trying to get to that $10,000 a month. Become the best Christian clothing brand in Texas or the best streetwear brand for people in the Kansas City area, right? If you can do that, if you can dominate a specific niche, I promise you can get to that $10,000 a month. If you say that your brand is for everyone, I promise you that it also falls on deaf ears. I know it's a lot of promises to make in a video, but if you say that you market to everybody, it's going to be very difficult for you to actually reach them, right? Because you don't have mass appeal yet. You're just starting out if you're trying to get to that $10,000 a month. Even if you're trying to get to $100,000 a month, that's a very small portion of traffic. And the more niche that you can be in the beginning, the more leverage you're going to have. Now, platforms, speaking of leverage, platforms to leverage right now to help you reach those people: TikTok, YouTube Shorts, Instagram Reels. There's a whole other list of like how we would go about it, but those are the 3 that you can use right now to go and take a position in a marketplace and leverage your business to generate traffic, to generate organic eyeballs, so that you can actually generate those sales. Go make content. We'll do a video in the future on how to make the most effective organic content, especially for things like TikTok and Reels. But for now, go get in your reps and imitate your competition with your own twist, right? So the 3 I's, right? Imitate, right? Iterate, and then innovate, right? This is the fastest way for you to get into the marketplace. But go out, imitate your competition. What are they doing right now? Go and imitate and put your own twist on it. That's it. All right, I wanted to tell you about our free masterclass training for clothing stores to help walk you through the 5 pillars that must be in place for your clothing store to grow consistently and profitably online, no matter what is happening in the world. If you want access to this free, like 17, 19-minute training, make sure you check out the link in the description down below. All right, so number 1 is traffic. If you build it, they will not come. This is not a movie. This is not some kind of magic, right? If you build something great, they will likely not come there, right? If you send traffic, you will build it, right? You have to send traffic to make it work. And you will get to $10,000 a month. It's really that simple. Traffic to the site at a good website with good content creation, a really clear message, right? And all the things we mentioned previously, you will make it work. But there's a reason this one is last. And it's not because ads do not, and I repeat, do not grow your business without everything else in place, right? Ads magnify what is already working. If nothing else is working, you might as well be sending me money every day to go out and eat lunch, because this is pretty much the same return on investment. I'm just kidding, honestly, but if you do want to do that, that is a really good option as well. Just comment below and we can talk about how you can send me lunch. But seriously, you need to send traffic after you get your website, your content, your social proof in place. Then you will start to see success in your business as you start to run ads. All right, so the best and most effective way to drive traffic to this day is through social media advertising. And don't worry, I have a video built for you to do exactly that step by step. But first, I need to tell you the secret weapon to growing your clothing store, right? And this is that bonus one. So this is 1A or level 0 here is retention. Get your customers to come back and purchase. The best way to do this, right? And there's kind of a list of areas to focus on, right? Number 1, fast shipping, great customer service, free returns. I think that's a big one, right? A lot of people just hate the hassle. We've gotten so used to Amazon. Just do the free returns. A handwritten note every single time for the first customers. That's the bare minimum. I'd love for you to send that more than that. But first time customers always get a handwritten note. The other one here is, right, a big offer for the second purchase. It doesn't have to be like a discount or whatever else, but give them a great offer to get them to come back and purchase again. That's where your money is made. And then a postcard for that third purchase within 90 days. So we're really hoping to get 3 purchases within 90 days, like literally 1 a month or sooner, right? Can we get 3 purchases in 60 days? That'd be even better. So think about your business and how often they're going to purchase, but I will tell you right now, for our clothing, most people can purchase 2-3 times. They could even do it in 30 days. But 60 days, really want that third purchase. 90 days if we really stretched it, because what we want to have happen is as soon as they make that third purchase, they're more likely to become a customer for life. And that's really where you can actually get you to $10,000 per month, because then you don't have to acquire as many customers, because you know you made profit on the first customers to get them to come back. They will tell their friends, and it becomes a ripple effect to really take you to that next level. Okay, now that you have a good understanding of the smartest path to $10,000 a month, it's time to start building ads effectively for your brand. But first, make sure that you hit that subscribe button and go watch this video right here. Next is exactly how to build your ads for your clothing store. All right, y'all, have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you next time.